Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Since the All-Star break, few have been hotter than Ian Kinsler. The Tigers' second baseman is hitting .370 in the second half. 7 home runs, an OPS over 1,000. Last night, a late 2-run homer helped the Tigers to a win. Kinsler and the Tigers getting set to do battle tonight as we welcome you to Kauffman Stadium. Game 2 in the series featuring the Tigers and the Royals. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. I'm Mario and Pemba alongside Rod Allen. Glad to have you with us for Game 2 in the series. Ian Kinsler, big hit last night. Rod, he just continues to roll.
51 multi-hit games already this for Ian Kinsler, which paces the entire major leagues. I had a conversation with him about 10 days ago, and he said clearly his swing is the best it has ever been. The shoulders are staying parallel, lots of line drives the opposite way, and for me, he's playing the best baseball I've ever seen him play.
And a lot of positives coming out of last night's ballgame, including Bruce Rondon, who came on to get the save in the 9th inning. This is going to be an important month, I think, for Bruce.
Crucial month for Rondon because they want to see what his intestinal fortitude is like in the month of September. Is he able to close out games as he did last night? He did it in pretty nice fashion. He got the first 2 outs and he walked 1. And one of the best hitters in the league, that would be Lorenzo Cain, who's hot. I mean, he is very hot in high leverage situations, and that was one there. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and he got the job done. You can see Rondon's been outstanding in situations this year where the game has been on the line, and one of the things they'll need to do, concentrate when the game's not on the line. Those numbers need to improve.
All right, how about Miguel Cabrera? Cabrera just continues to swing a hot bat. Now we're starting to talk about Miggy winning another batting title. It would be his 4th in his career, and when you look at some of the guys he's going up against, really the closest guy in the American League is Michael Brantley, and he's got a sizable lead.
Well, it's just fascinating that Miguel Cabrera can do what he's able to do every single year. He usually hits you 30 home runs. He usually drives in 100. Might not quite get there this year because he spent some time on the disabled list. But when you're talking about a guy that can cover all 4 quadrants of the strike zone, hit breaking balls, hit really good pitching, hit some of the best closers in baseball, that would be Miggy Cabrera.
All right, now one of the big reasons the Royals are winning as many games as they are this year is Kendrys Morales coming off a really, really poor year last season. He has turned things around this year.
Dayton Moore is going to be the executive of the year in the American League this year, and one of the reasons why, Kendrys Morales. He has 91 RBIs already this season. 48 of those have come with 2 outs. That's already a Royals record. So you give Dayton Moore a lot of credit. Morales wasn't very good last year in a couple of different stops. That was in Minnesota. That was also in Seattle. But he knew if he gave him a full spring training, he might get these kind of numbers. And he's made everybody else in that lineup that much better. Kane, Hosmer, Moustakas, Morales has been a difference maker in the middle of that batting order, and he is going to get some serious consideration for comeback player of the year along with Prince Fielder of the Texas Rangers. I think Morales gets that award.
All right, we'll see if the Tigers can make it 2 straight tonight. And for a short break to the Coliseum we go and check in with Trevor Thompson. Coming up tonight, Tigers have handled the Central Division, no problem. Hopefully more of the same tonight. Tigers Royals, Game 2 next. Bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. And by Hot Pockets, irresistibly hot. Back here in Kansas City, game 2 in this series on tap tonight. The Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. Tigers won the opener. Their starting lineup tonight features Anthony Gose in the leadoff slot. It's also presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. For the Tigers, Gose, Kinsler, and Cabrera in your top 3 spots. JD in right field, Victor Martinez, the DH. Castellanos has been hot the last 2 weeks. He's at third. Tyler Collins, Jose Iglesias, Alex Avila rounded out for the Tigers, and they are facing the very talented youngster. That would be Yordano Ventura.
He's legitimate number 1. He punched out 11 in his last outing, and as a matter of fact, he is pitching the best baseball of his major league career in the month of August. Fastball gets up to 100 miles an hour. He's got an outstanding curveball and above average changeup to go with the other 2 pitches.
So we're ready for baseball here tonight. The Tigers trying to make it 2 straight after their win last night here in KC.
One thing that Ventura will do a lot of, he will pitch inside aggressively to the right-handers and the left-handers with about 98 on that heater.
He's been pitching much better of late. And we'll see how the Tigers handle him tonight as Anthony Gose stands in. Another warm, humid evening here tonight at KC. Gose at 253, and here we go. The first pitch rides outside. Fastball from Ventura. 1 ball and no strikes on Gose. 4 home runs this season, which establishes a career high for Anthony. Hit number 4 over the weekend in Toronto. That is lined toward left field, slicing, just foul.
I watched some of Ventura's start 5 days ago against the Baltimore Orioles, where he struck out 11 batters. He was throwing 100 miles an hour in the very first inning.
He has that capability. The last one didn't miss by much.
No, it sure didn't.
Barely foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Usually it takes an inning or 2 for guys to crank up to 100 miles an hour.
No, his first pitch of the contest was a cool 97.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Gose skips out of the way. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ventura is still very young, 24 years of age, a native of the Dominican Republic. Has been affected positively by the addition of Johnny Cueto, we are told.
For sure.
Really helped him in the mental side of the game. Again, the Gose tardy on the fastball.
And Ventura, non-drafted free agent, signed out of the Dominican Republic in 2008. He was their opening day starter this season.
Now the 2-2 swing and a miss. Down goes Gose, 1 gone.
98-99 with the fastball, and then this 12-6 curveball, and it's a hard 12-6 curveball. Let's take a look at the Kansas City Royals starting defense presented by Tim Hortons. Gomes, Kane, Orlando in the outfield, Escobar, Zobrist up the middle, Cuthbert, Hosmer on the corner, Salvador Perez, he's the catcher. Hosmer will win another Gold Glove this year. He's only made a couple of mistakes over at first. His fielding percentage is .997.
Here's Ian Kinsler now with 1 out. So he's drilled Kinsler square on the back, and he's not real happy about it either.
Well, issues with maturity this year with Ventura. I mean, he's hit a lot of people this year, and a lot of the opponents he's gone up against have taken issue with the fact that he has hit a lot of people. And then when you add in the fact that Ian Kinsler's got great numbers against him, he hit him square in the back.
Kinsler, don't forget, also homered in the ball game last night.
Yeah, that's well, we'll see. Didn't look good, that much is for sure.
That is the 6th batter that Ventura has hit this year. And they've had a couple of dust-ups with the Toronto Blue Jays this season.
And the Oakland Athletics. And there was a dust-up with another team in there, Ventura, too. White Sox.
The White Sox, yeah, he's been busy. Here's Cabrera. Let's see if they can make him pay. And Miggy looks at a strike. Cabrera in the ball game last night was 2 out of 5. He is a .309 lifetime hitter against Royals pitching. Here's the 0-1. Drilled to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Kinsler is on his way to third base, and he is going to be in there standing up. It's a single to right for Miguel Cabrera.
One of the things that Miguel Cabrera does better than any right-hander in the game of baseball, when there is a hard thrower on the mound, the guy that has a fastball that gets up to 98 miles an hour, he does not try to pull him. He simply pulls his hands close to his body, and he tries to hit the ball the other way. Look at the lower half, the power in the thighs, and the rotation of the hips. We talked about him earlier. He's going to get another batting title.
So the Tigers, who got the first runner on the hit by pitch, now have a chance to score in the first inning here as J.D. stands in. And Martinez looks at a strike.
It's exactly what Ventura will do when there's runners in scoring position. He simply goes to his curveball a lot to the right-handers, and he throws lots of changeups to the left-handed batters.
J.D. last night was 1 out of 4, batting .289. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. He came back at triple digits, 100 miles an hour.
J.D. is about as far as you can go in that batter's box. His foot is on that back line when he settles in, and I guess you really can't get deep enough against a guy that's throwing 100 miles an hour.
Apparently not. That back foot just about out of the batter's box. And a swing and a miss, and down he goes.
Oh, did he carve him up?
Soft, and then a hard stuff, and then soft again. 2 gone.
Absolutely wicked 3 pitches to J.D. Martinez, finishing him off with that real hard breaking ball. And we talked about Salvador Perez in last night's game and his blocking skills, and all he tries to do is shuffle that ball right out in front of him, and he did it to perfection there.
Here is Victor Martinez, which brings us to the Bernstein advantage tonight. Want to look at Victor's numbers career against the talented Mr. Ventura. Pretty good, 4 for 10.
Well, maybe this will get Victor going. He's been struggling lately.
Yeah, Martinez was 0 for 3 last night. Just a couple of hits on the road trip so far. And that's in there for a strike, 0-1.
And Victor homered twice against Ventura on August 6th at Comerica Park. The first one probably got a little wind help. The wind was blowing out at a crisp pace that afternoon. But that second one, he got him.
No balls, 1 strike. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. Now it's 0-2.
Every last one of those breaking balls he has thrown has been a ball that has bounced, and the Tigers hitters of having a difficult time of laying off of it. And the reason for that is you have to gear up for that mid-90s to upper 90s fastball. So we might see quite a few Tigers swing at that breaking ball in the dirt today.
Well, you can see the raw talent of Ventura. It's just a matter of harnessing the emotions, learning to pitch, and certainly front of the rotation type guy. Here's the 0-2. Missed outside, 1-2 on Martinez.
Most guys don't throw their curveballs as hard as Ventura throws his. Now, his curveball goes anywhere from 86 to 88 miles an hour. That's usually the range of a slider for most right-handed pitchers.
Hit batter and a single in this inning. Tigers threatening, runners at first and third. Now the 1-2. Just off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a changeup at 90 miles an hour.
Clearly off the plate.
Where's this little cat getting all that velocity?
I don't know. They used to say that about Pedro Martinez. How can he throw so hard? He's not a big guy. That's fouled back out of play at 99. Listed at 6 feet 180 out of Samana in the Dominican Republic. On a night like tonight, probably doesn't take long to get loose either. Very warm here. Game time temp in the upper 80s. Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball to short. Should get him out of the inning. The force at second ends the thread. No runs, hit batter, and a single. 2 men left. And he is presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
He's on 2 of the Tigers, but he's pitched pretty good in both of the games that he's been out there, averaging just giving up 2 runs in both contests. As a matter of fact, Wolf has not given up an extra base hit in his couple of starts with the Tigers.
Here's the Royals starting lineup he will face tonight, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. And for KC this evening, it'll be Escobar, Zobrist, and Kane occupying the top 3 spots. Hosmer, Morales, Gomes, the newly acquired Johnny Gomes, and then Perez, Cuthbert, and Orlando in the bottom 3. So Randy Wolf goes to the hill, his 3rd start as a Tiger since being acquired from the Toronto Blue Jays. Escobar looks at ball 1 to get things rolling here in the bottom of the 1st.
Kansas City Royals overall this season, just a couple of games over 500 against left-handed starters. 24-22. They are 56-29 against righties.
Fouled back out of play, 1-1.
Randy Wolf has a fastball that will top out about 86 to 88 miles an hour. He also has a slider. He has a curveball and a changeup. Usually the first time through the order, lots of fastballs thrown by Wolf, and then second time through, he tends to mix in the other 3 pitches.
Escobar was 1 for 5 last night. That's lifted in the air to center field straightaway. Anthony goes under it, and 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense presented by Beaumont Health. In right, they've got Martinez. Center goes Collins, still getting a look in left. Avila. He's getting the nod behind the plate here this evening. Castellanos, Iglesias, Kinsler, and Cabrera round out the infield.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Walked, stole a base in the ball game last time. Otherwise was 0 for 4. The numbers for Zobrist: 284 this year, 10 home runs. And he'll take a strike 0-1.
He had a killer month of August and traded from the Oakland Athletics at the end of July. And he just did everything for them in August, playing different positions, high on base percentage. As a matter of fact, he homered in 1 game from both sides of the dish against the Blue Jays.
Drilled down the left field line. On the move is Collins. Track, wall, and out of here, gone.
What an addition he has been.
You can make an argument, Rod, he's been their best addition. A tremendous month of August has crept into September.
When the Oakland Athletics made it known that Ben Zobrist was on the trading block at the tail end of July, there were about 8 or 9 teams that were lined up to get Ben Zobrist, and this is why. He's got power from both sides. He's got bat control. He can play every position, and he's performing very well. It's the first extra base hit that Wolf has given up.
1-0 KC in the Zobrist home run. It'll bring up Lorenzo Cain. Bouncing ball right side, charging is Kinsler. Cain is retired, 2 gone. 372 feet on that 0-1 pitch on the home run by Zobrist. Now here is Hosmer. Royals continue to get it done in the first inning, don't they?
You know, they are outscoring the opposition by a lot.
Yeah, they are well, they were a plus 44 coming in. They're now a plus 45. It's their 91st run scored in the first inning. Here's Eric Hosmer now with 2 outs. Strike 1 on Hosmer. There you have it, a plus 45 in the first inning. Tigers on that list as well. Best run differential to start a ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hosmer hitless last night, was 0 for 4. He did score a run. Here's the 1-1 from Wolf. Cued off the end of the bat toward the shortstop. Backhanding play by Iglesias, who throws him out. Nicely done by Jose, and that'll end the inning. However, the Royals get the first run of the homer by Zobrist. The Tigers flashing some early D. teams within their division, and really, Rod, had they been able to play better against the rest of the major leagues, it'd be different.
Yeah, they have not done very well in the other departments as far as the rest of the league, but for whatever reason, they are very good in their own division.
Here is Castellanos leading it off in the second. Castellanos, Collins, and Iglesias facing Yordan Ventura. Nick batting .249 now. He bends away from a strike 0-2. Ventura's got them all working today, at least in the early going. Castellanos has hit safely in his last 3 straight. A couple of hits, or 1 hit I should say, last night. And just off the plate at 100 miles an hour. Nick has had a much better second half, coming off a really good month of August. It's the 1-2. Fouled straight back.
It's a nice spoil there by Castellanos. A 100-mile-per-hour fastball located on the outside black. You can arguably say that at least for the last 4 or 5 starts, Ventura has been the ace of the staff, because Cueto in his last 3, he has not been good. He's given up a lot of crooked numbers.
Ooh, nasty. 1 gone. His 3rd strikeout. Stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's Steak and Egg Burritos. Yeah, that stretch you're talking about, his last 4 starts. 3-0 with an ERA just a touch over 1.
Career high 11 strikeouts in his last outing against Baltimore, and boy, looks like he's trying to get up to that double-digit number again.
Tyler Collins had a nice night offensively last night, couple of doubles. We'll roll that one foul. Collins, another one of the Tigers, getting a good long look here down in the final month of the season. Tigers have some decisions to make on what they want to do with left field next year after the trade of Yoenis Cespedes. Now Ventura with the 0-1. Drill to right field on a line, and it's going to drop. Base hit. Right in front of Johnny Gomes out there in right field. 1-out single. Gomes, the newest Royal, just acquired in a deal with Atlanta. He's a veteran player that's been in a lot of postseasons.
He also does very nice against left-handed pitching, and that's the main reason why they acquired him. Also power off the bench.
Here's Iglesias. A little bit outside. 1-0 on Jose.
However, Gomes getting a start here tonight because he has really good numbers against Tigers starter Randy Wolf.
Alex Gordon made his first start after coming off the disabled snap last night, but then Yo's saying he wants to take it easy with Gordon. It's a bouncer to short, should be 2. 6, 4, 3. A double play ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left.
Wolf was on the field throwing a little bit, and Randy Wolf, his former Buffalo teammate in AAA, was working out a little bit, and Wolf just went down on his face. And of course, teammates love that kind of stuff, and they were looking for the sniper that might have been in the upper deck here at Kauffman Stadium. Anibal Sanchez having some fun with it too, and Randy Wolf probably enjoying it as much as his teammates did. All part of a, I guess, September feel to a baseball season. Mario, right?
You cannot escape the cameras, can you, Pete?
No, that was our guy that was shooting it, and Daniel Norris wanted to make sure right away. He came right over. Please tell me you got that, and it's already on social media.
All right, John.
Teammates love each other.
Yep, they do.
Daniel Norris, he tweeted that out earlier today.
Yeah, he did.
Even the best athletes in the world, man, sometimes they will slip.
Yes, indeed.
Kendrys Morales leading it off here in the second. It'll be Morales, Gomes, Perez facing Randy Wolf. Randy surrendered the home run in the first inning. There's the shift that they play against Morales. Here's the 0-2. Bouncer back up the middle, and Kinsler goes to the grass, tries to flip it to Iglesias. To no avail. That'll be an infield hit for Kendrys Morales.
Kendrys Morales not going to get many infield hits, but that one was placed perfectly. Ian Kinsler got over there and then took it with the glove, flipped it to Iglesias, but Iglesias wasn't expecting that flip from Kinsler. Wouldn't have got him anyway.
Leadoff man on. That'll bring up Johnny Gomes. The numbers with Atlanta: 221, 7 home runs for Gomes. Now, 5 of those 7 homers were hit against lefties. Royals will be seeing a lot of lefties over the next few days. So expect Gomes to get some starts, as he is tonight. Drilled to center field on a line, and Ghost going back over his head. Morales is on his way to third base. They're going to stop him there. And it's going to be a double for Johnny Gomes.
Johnny Gomes continues to crush Randy Wolf. He is now 13 for 24 against Randy in his career. Gets a first pitch fastball. It's a cutter, and that gets way too much plate in. That's a real nice, short, quick swing by Johnny Gomes, and that ball whistled right over the head of Anthony Goat for a stand-up double.
So Gomes makes his presence felt in his new uniform. Here are the updated numbers against Wolf.
Perfect example here of Johnny Gomes pulling his hands inside the ball, leading with the bat now.
Here is Perez, and he is hit by the pitch by Wolf. Interesting. That's going to load the bases. Well, in the first inning, Kinsler was hit, and now home plate umpire Quinn Walcott is issuing the warnings to the benches.
Well, the only reason why he's issuing the warnings is because of Perez. Go down to first base. Do what Ian Kinsler did. Kinsler went down to first base.
It's going to load him up here in the second. I'll tell you one thing's for certain. The one that Ian Kinsler wore was a whole lot harder than the one Perez wore.
I can't even understand what Perez is all worked up about after Ian Kinsler took a 98-mile-per-hour fastball square in the back.
Well, you're absolutely right. What did Kinsler do when he was hit?
He walked down to first base.
Put his head down, just went to first.
Look at this pitch.
Well, it presents a problem now because the bases are loaded here with nobody out. Chesler Cuthbert will step in, so Wolf facing the bottom of the lineup. And that floats in for a strike. 0-1. Cuthbert getting the start at third tonight, batting .240 this season. This is his third stint with the Royals. Now Wolf ready with the 0-1. sliced over the head of the second baseman Kinsler. 1 run scores. 2 runs are in. Morales and Gomes both come around, and it's 3-0 KC. Two runs single by the number 8 hitter.
It's a pretty good swing here by Cuthbert. Sliced right over the head of Kinsler to plate 2 more runs here in the second inning.
3-0 Royals. Perez pumped up after being hit by the pitch. And Cuthbert gets his 5th and 6th RBIs of the year. Still nobody out for Paulo Orlando. The first 4 batters have reached here in the second for the Royals. Orlando batting .235. And he'll look at strike 1. 5 homers this year for Orlando. Has been up and down with the Royals this year. He has Perez at second, Cuthbert at first.
He also has 5 triples this year. He pretty much had 5 triples in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Wolf with the 0-1. He'll bounce in. Avila goes down to get it. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 runs on 4 hits already in this ball game for the Royals. Wolf had put together 2 quality starts in his first 2 in a Tigers uniform. Really deserved to win his last start against the Angels, a ball game that Los Angeles won 2-0.
I told you Orlando had those 5 triples in the first 2 weeks of the season. Try 7 games. First 7 games of the year he had 5 triples, which is a major league record.
Sails outside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Orlando. 21 driven in this year for the Royals left fielder. Royals without Gordon and Moustakas in their lineup tonight. Moustakas being hampered by a bit of a mild hamstring strain, and of course Gordon, they're trying to take it easy with him. And you got a lefty on the mound tonight as well for the Tigers. It's fouled back out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Paulo Orlando.
Also, Ned Yost is just taking advantage of the expanded rosters. You go up against a left-handed pitcher, you've got a surplus of right-handed bats on your bench, Gomes and Orlando. Why not run those guys out there and give Moustakas and Gordon a little time off?
And the Royals have the advantage of being able to do that here early in September because they came in with a 12-game lead over Minnesota.
And Moustakas did pinch hit in last night's game real late, grounded out.
2-2 on Paulo Orlando. Top of the order. Escobar waiting on deck, and now Wolf wants his catcher Avila to come out. Randy Wolf, 17 major league seasons. He is 39 years old now. In fact, he made his first Tigers start on his birthday at Comerica. That came against the Rangers. Really had just 1 bad inning in that game. Otherwise, a quality start, 3 earned runs. Royals already have scored 3 times early in this game. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Orlando is out of there. First out of the inning, first strikeout for Randy Wolf. He'll bring up Alcides Escobar. Flying out to center field in his first at bat. Escobar right now is mired in a 2-for-20 slump. Average of 259. as Avila blocks it in the dirt. Tigers got an outstanding effort last night from Justin Verlander. They will throw Wolf here tonight, and then tomorrow in the finale it'll be Matt Boyd. Then it's back home for the Tigers.
And Randy Wolf looking for the ground ball to get him out of the inning. Escobar does have pretty good speed, their leadoff hitter, but he has grounded into 10 double plays.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And it told you that Randy Wolf, second time through the batting order, will start to mix in slow breaking balls. He'll cut the fastball a little bit more. Fastballs aggressively inside, not afraid to go inside, even though his top fastball right around 88 miles an hour.
One ball, 1 strike. Escobar had an RBI hit in the ball game last night. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's fouled straight back. Tigers several times last night had an opportunity to put the game away. They couldn't do it, though. They had to hang on for a 6-5 win. It's the Royals that have scored early here tonight. It's JV, and last night he was pretty good.
Only walked 1, only struck out 4, and threw a total of 108 pitches in 6 2/3 innings. Second victory in a row for Justin.
Ooh, we just missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mr. Foxtrack said a touch inside. 2-2 on Escobar. There's Zobrist on deck. Fouled away again. Kansas City's been a really good home team this year. The Royals, despite losing last night, 45-22 here at Kauffman Stadium.
This team really grew up last year under their manager Ned Yost in the postseason. A wild card team getting all the way to the Fall Classic.
Two and two on Escobar.
Remember all the heat that Ned Yost took last year about him not being a good manager? You haven't heard any of that this year, have you?
No, I mean, you heard it every single game because of his affinity for the bunt. You know, and they kept saying, well, the Royals got to the World Series in spite of Ned Yost.
Yeah.
Those talks have quieted this year. That floats high and outside. Escobar takes it now to run the count full, 3-2.
Well, you wonder what they'll do with the base runners here with 1 out, obviously. And Perez at second base does not have base stealing speed. Orlando does at first. But if Ned Yost does start the runners here, he is banking on his hitter, Escobar, putting the ball in play.
It'd be a risk. Wolf bluffing back to second base.
It's Cuthbert over at first base. Excuse me. Orlando, he struck out. It's kind of a tongue-tying name, isn't it?
Chesler Cuthbert.
Cuthbert.
Just call him CC.
It doesn't roll off like it's supposed to.
Bouncing ball left side. Here comes Iglesias. He'll fire to second one. There's going to be no relay. That'll leave runners at first and third.
And Wolf was able to get the ground ball off of the bat of Escobar, but not hit hard enough for the double play tandem of Kinsler and Iglesias to turn it over. And the fact that Escobar has gotten some decent speed.
So that'll leave it up to Ben Zobrist. Perez taking third on the play, and safe at first is Escobar. Zobrist a home run on a breaking ball back in the first inning. right into the Royals bullpen.
This Royals team really does not give away at bats, and especially with 2 outs, they've been one of the better teams in baseball at driving in runs.
Ball 1.
And if you tuned in late, Ben Zobrist's got them on the board with a solo shot.
11th home run of the year for Zobrist. Fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Here's some of the Kansas City Royals numbers with 2 outs. They've got a .281 team batting average. Best in the major leagues.
Wolf about to throw his 22nd pitch here in the second. He needed just 9 in the first inning. Throw back, and Escobar back in there easily. Inning started with a Morales single, a Gomes double, and then Perez was hit to load the bases. 2-run single by Cuthbert. Bouncing ball left side. Castellanos has it. His throw is in time to end the inning. They get a couple of more runs to the Royals, and you're watching Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Fan photo using hashtag Detroit DataStrong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. That hashtag again, Detroit DataStrong Fan. Well, Yordano Ventura back to the hill now with a 3-0 lead. It'll be the number 9 hitter, Alex Avila, to lead things off. Avila, then Ghosts, and then Kinsler. Ventura's first one backs him out of there 1-0. Avila batting 178. Getting the start behind the dish tonight. James McCann gets the night off. And Ventura slings one outside at 98 miles an hour, 2-0.
And home plate umpire Quinn Walcott has already issued warnings to both benches. And we also documented the fact that Ventura loves to pitch inside, so we'll see if he has to change his game plan here tonight.
Ball high, 3-0.
That's the one thing that happens when warnings are issued, that starting pitchers who are on the mound, they become a little bit more reluctant to pitch inside aggressively if that's part of their game plan.
You let one go and it misses and hits a batter, you could be ejected.
Didn't Simon get a warning on an Ephus pitch the other day?
He hit somebody. Who was that? He hit Blue Jay with an Ephus pitch.
Encarnacion.
Yeah, the Encarnacion.
And yet warnings, right?
Yeah, there were warnings. It was an ephus. Here's the 3-1 foul back. It was, I think we had it clocked at 47 miles an hour.
Wow.
Dude, I can hit that pitch at 47.
Yeah, you could.
Well, I could put it in play at least.
You could hit it.
Ghosts on deck. Ventura with 3 strikeouts. He's also been helped out by a double play. Now the 3-2. Another good swing there by Avila, who stays alive, fouls it straight back.
Just about every fastball that he has thrown has been 95 miles an hour and above. 20 already 95 and above, and he's only thrown a grand total of 32 pitches. Here comes another one.
And Avila spoils it again. I always find it interesting when you have a guy like Ventura or JV in his prime, certainly, or a few other guys that can throw near triple digits. When they come out of the bullpen throwing this hard, how long it can last into games if they can get into the 6th, into the 7th, into the 8th with all that velocity.
Well, we saw Verlander in his heyday. He was able to maintain that velocity from the first pitch all the way up until his final pitch, and that would be 110, 112, 115. Well, obviously, there was a stretch where Verlander was simply the best pitcher on the planet.
And Ventura finally takes care of Avila with the 98-mile-an-hour heater.
I remember when Justin Verlander threw his first no-hitter against the Milwaukee Brewers. I think one of his last 2 pitches was 102 miles an hour that night.
You know what I remember? I remember you giggling as you were reading off the reading. He just hit 102.
And that was a while ago.
It was, man. That was a nutty evening at Comerica. Here's Anthony Gose. He'll look at a ball outside.
And Ventura has that kind of stuff that he can maintain his velocity throughout the entire game.
Gose 2 out of 4 last night. He looks at a strike, showing bunt.
Anthony's been doing that at least once a game. Not always bunting the ball in fair territory, but he is at least showing bunt at least one time a game.
A little off the plate. Ghosts with 4 hits on the road trip, had a multi-hit game last night, his 25th of the year. Pulls that one foul. 2-2. Anthony also comes in 6th in the American League in stolen bases with 19. But he's been caught 10 times this year. Swing and a miss. Ghost is out, and there are 2 gone.
Ian Kinsler comes in with absolutely monster numbers against Ventura, and he homered in last night's game. And then Ian Kinsler, when he steps in the batter's box in his very first plate appearance here today, Ace Ventura hit him right in the square of the back.
Well, he was 5 for 11 against Ventura coming into this game.
In reality, warning should have been issued after that.
And there's a strike on the inside part. Kinsler 2 hits last night. You showed the home run. We just saw that. 2nd in the American League in hits. Checked it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ian also has 51 multi-hit games already this season, which is the most in the major leagues.
Now Ventura with the 1-1. Up and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Royals in the early going here. No runs, 2 hits for the Tigers. Both of the Detroit hits are singles. The 2-1. Checked it. Strike call. 2-2 on Kinsler. Ian also has cracked the top 10 in batting average. He is 10th now at 306. His swing really is pretty basic, isn't it? I mean, get that front foot down.
It's short and it's quick.
Yeah.
It's compact. He's not trying to be too aggressive, not taking really big swings these days.
Got him, strike 3. Kinsler jawing with Quinn Walcott. In the meantime, he strikes out the side.
But take a look at his numbers in high leverage situations this year. 457 batting average, 7 extra base hits. The 457 average leads all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, those high leverage situations are pretty much the situations where the game is on the line. It could be late innings, 1-run games like it was last night.
Yep, runner on second base, game on the line, and Rondon was able to get into the ground out to the shortstop to end the game. Excuse me, that was to Romine. But those are the type of situations. 7th, 8th, 9th inning, game on the line. Kane has been one of the best in the game.
Also known, I guess, as a money player is the best way to put it.
Yep, that's a good point. He hurt himself.
You know, he's been bothered by a sore side. And he's been able to play through it. They say that it really hurts when he has a check swing.
But take a look at this swing that he just took against Randy Wolf. And it jumped up and bit him.
Here's the 1-1. That'll miss inside.
That's the one thing that Kane has been able to do this year. He has stayed relatively healthy, and I guess baseball is getting a chance to see what the Milwaukee Brewers saw when they made him the 17th round draft choice a few years back.
Now the 2-1. Well, Kane has had a lot of injury problems with his legs that has kept him out of the lineup a lot, or did earlier in his career. So, and then Yost was saying the other day that with this injury to his side here, he wants to play because of that background. He's missed already so many games in his career. He just doesn't want to come out of the lineup. He's waiting on a 2-2 now from Wolf. And he just missed. Where was it? Awfully close.
And Randy Wolf thought he had one.
A skosh low, just out of the strike zone. Avila flashing the signs tonight. Here's the 3-2. Kane drives it high and deep. Way back into left field. That one is going to go, and his side apparently is not hurting him now. That thing was a bomb. Lorenzo Cain has just hit his 13th.
He's got mad power. He really does. And the scout that signed Lorenzo Cain said that he wasn't that good when they first signed him, but he had athleticism.
He was coachable, and he was a hard worker. And he has been all of those three things in the Kansas City Royals uniform.
Dude, he killed this. Some of that little grassy patch up there on the left.
Ooh, over the fountains.
There's a foul back out of play by Hosmer. The home run, 429 feet. That's why Kane didn't want to come out of the lineup, sore side or not.
Well, if you're Ned Yost, at some point in time, you might have to force him to sit down just to make sure that he's good to go when they get into the month of October.
Pulled foul down the first base line.
Wolf will throw that breaking ball at about 69 miles an hour. As a matter of fact, it will get below 69 on occasion.
Hosmer grounded out 6-3 in his first at bat. That ended the first inning. 0-2, the count stays on Hosmer. Royals have, after next year, one more year of arbitration that they can deal with Hosmer. Beyond that, he'll be a free agent, so you wonder if they may be at least entertaining the thought of a long-term deal.
I don't know if they can afford him.
That's a good point.
His agent is Scott Boras.
Another good point, because that will make a difference.
No doubt about that.
Slice right by Castellanos into left. Hosmer has a single time for a game break now. Justin White. All right, Justin, thank you.
Yeah, boy, has Donaldson been a difference maker for the Toronto Blue Jays this year.
He really has. I mean, he's had a type of season that many dream about. We got an eyeful of Donaldson over the last 3 days, or over the weekend, I should say.
Mike Trout was the most valuable player in the American League for the first 4 months of the season, but he has really struggled in the month of August and the first couple of days of September, and it looks like Donaldson has overtaken him, at least for now, for that award.
I would say so. As Morales is hitting here, the Tigers are going to start to scurry a little bit in the bullpen. A couple of home runs allowed by Wolf. It is now a 4-0 lead for the Royals. And Morales takes a ball low, 1-1.
Yeah, Kendrys Morales came into action tonight batting .286 from the right side, also batting .286 from the left side, but he has a lot more power batting left-handed.
Guido Knudsen warming up. Floats outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on Kendrys Morales. 35 doubles this year, which is good for third in the American League. He's 4th in RBIs.
Randy Wolf throwing a lot of strikes. He's thrown 44 pitches. He's hit the strike zone with 30 of those. He's only missed with 14.
Bouncing ball right back up the middle, should be 2. That'll be a 4-6-3. They had him played perfectly.
That is the 22nd ground ball double play that Kendrys has hit into this season. Hit right into the shift. Ian Kinsler could have ran to the bag, then ran to first base, and might have got a double play there.
Could have went backwards. Giving Iglesias a high five. Here's Johnny Gomes. Johnny had a double and scored a run back in the second.
Johnny Gomes has played in the postseason with the Cincinnati Reds, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Oakland Athletics, and he's going to do it again with his new team, the Kansas City Royals. This was pretty much the only thing that was missing from the Kansas City Royals. They did not have power off their bench. Now they have some power off the bench.
Ball high. 2 balls, no strikes. You heard John Keating tell the story in the pregame show about Johnny Gomes having some near-death experiences, including when he was younger dealing with a wolf, a real-life wolf, not the guy on the mound for the Tigers. But it's Johnny Gomes that has controlled this wolf. He had a double against Randy his first time up. 3 balls, no strikes on Gomes. Salvador Perez waiting on deck. Now the 3-0. Way outside, ball 4. 2-out base runner. We'll keep it going now for Perez.
Well, Gomes is 13 for 24 in his career against Randy Wolf. So Wolf, he wasn't messing around with Gomes with 2 outs. He simply let him trot down to first base. Those 13 for 24 numbers that Johnny Gomes has against Randy Wolf, they're the best numbers of any offensive player against Wolf in his career.
So Perez, who was hit by a pitch and took exception to it back in the second, stands in. That'll sail high, 1-0. Brad Ausmus had a really good line about Perez yesterday before the game. Somebody asked him, is Perez big for a catcher? And Brad said he's big for a human being. Salvi is just a well-built guy. He has turned into one of the best at his position in the game.
He's about 6'5", 250.
Yanked foul right back toward the dugout. Perez, a 5-game hitting streak. He has more hits than any other American League catcher this year, 111. Thanks to his 3-hit game last night. Royals have scored at least 1 in each of the first 3 innings in this game. They lead 4-0. Right back up the middle, but Kinsler is right there. And Ian will throw him out. So they'll settle for the 1 run, the home run by Kane. We go to the 4th.
And Kinsler able to record the out at first base right through both guys' legs.
I've never seen that. but will take the out. Tigers are trailing 4-0 as Miguel Cabrera leads it off here in the 4th inning. We're going to check in with Craig Monroe in the Call Sam Studios, get some of his insights on what he's seen here in the first 3 innings tonight. And Simo, as Miggy steps in, this Ventura cat's been pretty good tonight. Well, he is facing Cabrera, Martinez, and Martinez here in the 4th inning. And Miggy in the ball game with a single in his first at bat. Craig, I wanted to ask you, you went down to the minor leagues, spent some time in Toledo to talk to some of the coaches, some of the players down there. And, you know, September call-ups are about to get into full swing here. What did you learn down there in Toledo?
Craig, he also made a position change. That would be Steven Moya. He is now playing left field. They have moved him from right field. How difficult and what kind of challenges will those present for Moya?
Well, Miggy didn't appreciate that last call, and very wisely, Brad Ausmus goes out to get him before he got tossed.
That's a nice job also by Victor Martinez and also J.D. Martinez, making sure that Miggy got back to the dugout. But the third base umpire has now thrown Miguel out of the game.
And there goes Miggy down to third. That is Gary Cedarstrom down in the third base.
Gary Cedarstrom, he is the crew chief. Quinn Walcott, the home plate umpire who Miggy was beefing with, did not throw him out. But the third base umpire decided to throw him out.
Miguel going to plead his case. Brad Ausmus coming down there as well, but this is to no avail. The Tigers will lose Miguel Cabrera for the rest of the game. Let's take a look at the pitch and see where it was. Miggy thought it was up and in. He got rung up by Quinn Walcott.
Not only was Miggy beefing about this particular pitch right here thrown by Ventura, but he was beefing about the very first pitch of the at-bat. It was a fastball that was down and in that Miguel did not think was a strike, and it was called a strike by Quinn Walcott.
And Brad Ausmus immediately got in the ear of Quinn Walcott. So this is not good for the Tigers. Cabrera is done for the rest of the night. He's been ejected. And the Tigers are without their best hitter now the rest of the game.
Craig, what did you think about that last pitch to Miguel that Miguel was beefing about?
It looked like Walcott was giving him a lot of rope because he was arguing with the home plate umpire. He wasn't thrown out until the third base umpire gave him the heave-ho as he walked back toward the bench. But that's unfortunate here for the Tigers. 1 ball, 1 strike on J.D. Martinez. We chat with Craig Monroe, who's joining us from the Call Sam Studios. And Craig, I wanted to ask you about Drew Verhagen, who's pitched really well. You had a chance to talk to Mike Baroth down in the minor leagues, their pitching coach, and He thinks Verhagen's got a chance, doesn't he?
Yeah, I talked to Jeff Jones yesterday at length about Verhagen, and he's been very impressed with what he's been able to do out of the Tigers bullpen. Of course, he's a starter by trade, but the Tigers have had a difficult time shoring up that bullpen in the last couple of years, and it looks like Verhagen, if he continues to pitch well, he's going to get an opportunity to pitch out of that bullpen next season.
Victor Martinez looks at a strike, and the count quickly now is 0-2. All right, Simo, thanks for checking in. We'll see you on Tigers Live postgame. Miguel Cabrera has been ejected from the ball game. So the Tigers going forward now without their number 3 hitter. And Randy Wolf goes back to the hill. In the 4th, he has Chesler, Cuthbert, Paulo Orlando, and then Alcides Escobar. Wolf has surrendered a couple of homers in this game. That is in there for a strike. Cuthbert had a big 2-run single after Perez was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd. That loaded the bases. Then the single drove in 2. That's in there for a strike. 0-2. Chesler Cuthbert called up from AAA yesterday. His 3rd stint now with the Royals. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He chased. Wolf strikes him out. 1 gone in the 4th. A Comerica Park becomes a galaxy far, far away in Star Wars night, September 19th. The Tigers battle the Royals at 7:08 p.m. Get a special ticket package, which includes a Tigers Star Wars t-shirt exclusively at tigers.com/Star Wars. So with 1 out, here is Paulo Orlando. It is the 2nd strikeout of the game for Wolf.
He did a nice job of changing the eye level there of Cuthbert.
That is down the line, and a fair ball. Going to go to the corner. Extra bases for Orlando. And he is in with a 1-out double. That is the 4th extra base hit of the night already for KC.
And first 2 starts for Randy Wolf, totaling 14 innings. Now, he did not surrender 1 extra base hit. Mario just told you that he has given up 4 already in this game tonight.
7 hits total now for the Royals. Here is Alcides Escobar. Escobar is 0 for 2. Ground out, fly out. Actually hit into a force in his last at bat. Tigers give him a little bit of room to the right side of the infield. They have him shifted just a bit to the left side. Here's the 1-0. It's a bouncing ball to third. Castellanos checks the runner. And Orlando is anchored to second base. 2 gone. Escobar battling it now. He is 2 for his last 22.
He might be one guy that Ned Yost decides to get off his feet for a day or 2. Just kind of let him sit down and relax. Escobar played in all 162 games last year. First shortstop to do so since Jimmy Rollins did it for the Philadelphia Phillies in 2007.
I would think that'll have a tendency to catch up to you sooner or later. Here's Zobrist. Home run back in the first inning for Ben Zobrist. That'll get away from Avila. No throw to third base. Advancing is Orlando. That is a pass ball charge to Avila.
Doesn't happen very often with Alex behind the plate. He is very sure-handed and usually makes all the plays. That one gets away from him, and Orlando heads up, takes off from second to third, and makes it with a slide.
Now the 1-0 to Zobrist. Floats outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Wolf is up to 60 pitches as we play here in the 4th. Tigers have several of their guys on the DL right now. Of course, Daniel Norris, Anibal Sanchez.
Talked to Daniel Norris today. He says he feels great. He threw yesterday. And then he tossed softly again today. He said he's going to throw off soft ground tomorrow. So, but he says he doesn't feel it at all anymore. The oblique strain.
Well, that's good news. Tigers will get another look at their rookie lefty Matt Boyd tomorrow in this game, or the final game in this series. There's ball 4 to Zobrist, and that's going to bring up Lorenzo Cain. First and third with 2 outs. Cain homered, and I mean homered, in his last at bat, deep beyond the fountains out there in left field. Hitting .295 this year with men in scoring position. But it gets pretty incredible with 2 outs. .388. Which gets back to those situations where Cain really is able to thrive. Throw back, and the runner back in, Zobrist. That is pretty good right there. Only D. Gordon has been better in the major leagues.
When you take into consideration that the league average is .243, he's hitting .388.
It's got to go beyond pure skill, though, Rod, when you come through in situations like that. I mean, do guys like Cain just bear down with 2 outs?
Well, you have to want to be in the batter's box in those particular situations. Also, Hosmer batting behind him, who's very dangerous and a good hitter, also aids in the fact that Cain gets really good pitches to hit. And he really grew up last year in the postseason when he was the MVP in the American League Championship Series.
Oh, down he goes.
He takes a huge swing. He's beat up.
Where'd it get him? Ankle?
Well, he's got that protective device on his left leg, but I think he missed it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hit right above it.
Royals athletic trainer coming out now to take a look at Lorenzo Cain. He's pointing to the area just above that protector. And he is really feeling it right now. So Cain, as we mentioned, who's been bothered by a sore side, is now being bothered by a sore shin. I'm not sure which one hurts most right now. I'm going to go with the shin. It amazes me how guys are just able to shake this off. I mean, you got to believe they're just in immense pain the rest of the at-bat.
It hurts. I've done it quite a bit throughout my playing career. And when you hit that ball off of the foot, I mean, it just takes a long time for you to get that feeling back into that particular area. He'll get it back. And then it's not going to feel any better until after the game when he's able to put some ice on it. That is a look of pain.
Oh, 0-1 on Cain. Cain, by the way, with his home run in his last at bat, extended his hitting streak to 10 in a row. Fought off another one, this one down the third base line.
Let's take a look at the big boy, big play of the game. It happened the last time Lorenzo Cain was in the batter's box. He got himself a breaking ball, slider variety, and hit it 420 feet from home plate against Randy Wolf.
Cain's hitting streak is a career high. The 10-gamer he's on right now. And he did it with an exclamation point with that home run. 0-2 on Lorenzo Cain. First and third, 2 out. Drill to right center field. That's going to get down, split the gap, and go all the way to the warning track. 2 runs will score as Lorenzo Cain hobbles to second base with a double. "6-0 Kansas City."
Kansas City's got their hitting shoes on tonight against Wolf. That is the 5th extra base hit against Randy already here tonight. And Lorenzo Cain's numbers with 2 outs, and it just went up.
He was barely able to make it to second base. 2 more runs in, 3 RBIs for Cain, and here is Eric Hosmer. Ball 1 to Hosmer. The 8th hit of the night for the Royals. They lead 6-0. They have scored at least 1 in every inning so far tonight. Hosmer, single, ground out. Outside, 2-0.
And that single by Hosmer was to left field. He actually has more hits the opposite way this season than he does to the pool field, and that's why his batting average is a healthy .309.
He was hitting .341 since the All-Star break. Missed again, 3 balls, no strikes.
Hosmer's career really turned around a couple of years ago
when George Brett came downstairs to be the hitting coach, as you take a look at his hits by direction, this is updated. 51 hits already to the left field, only 37 to the pull field. But when George Brett came downstairs in the summer of 2013, Hosmer was really struggling. And Brett was only the hitting coach for about 2 months. Then he went back upstairs to take over as assistant to the general manager's job. And Hosmer hasn't stopped hitting since then. He really benefited from George Brett being in uniform.
It's a lot easier in that seat, isn't it?
Well, he looks a lot more comfortable
Much more relaxed
up there than watching film and doing flips and all the rest of that stuff, doesn't he?
Well, he had an impact, to be sure. Hosmer, by the way, has the longest hitting streak for a Royal this year at 14 straight. You should look at the evolution of his numbers.
He was hitting about 210 in 2013 before George Brett took over the interim hitting duties. Went on to hit 300 that season.
Inside, he's going to get himself a walk. Second walk in this inning for Wolf. That's going to be it, with Morales coming up as Brad Ausmus heads out to the mound. So Wolf will not survive the 4th inning tonight. Wallside Windows pitching change here in Kansas City. Tigers go to the bullpen. We'll be back. Fox Sports 1 returns. It's another doubleheader filled with playoff implications. The Rays take on the Yankees, followed by the NL wildcard leading Pirates battling the NL Central leading Cardinals. Coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Those Cardinals beat something else over in the National League.
They are 40 games over 500. 40 games over 500, the Cardinals.
Yeah, let them marinate for a while. Guido Knudsen has come on now for Detroit.
He's pretty much a two-pitch pitcher as we take a peek at his numbers in Toledo this year. In 40 games, he had 10 saves and 12 chances, a really good earned run average at .252, and he struck out a batter per inning. So he did nice work down in Toledo. Fastball tops out at about 94. He also has a slider. Very few changeups thrown by Knudsen.
Kendrys Morales will step in with 2 on and 2 out. 2-run double by Lorenzo Cain with 2 outs. Made it a 6-0 game.
And Kendrys Morales has 91 RBIs this year, and 48 of the 91 have come with 2 outs, which is already a Royals record.
High towering drive to center field. Ghost going back to the track, to the wall, and it's out of here. Gone.
Make that 51 RBIs for Morales with 2 outs this season.
3-run shot to dead center field for Kendrys Morales.
That's why I like this team. I know the Toronto Blue Jays are very talented. We witnessed that over the weekend, but I just like the athleticism of this Royals team and the fact that they got to the postseason last year, and Morales has made everybody in that lineup better.
Well, it's hard to argue that point tonight. 9-0 ball game.
We'll close the book now on Randy Wolf.
He is charged with 8 of the 9, and now Morales with 51 and 2 out RBIs. In Royals history, he sits atop that list. Johnny Gomes looks at a strike. He is the 8th man to bat in the inning. Here's the 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes.
It's a good thing they don't have one of those bull horns they had in Toronto over the weekend. Boy, we'd be hearing that.
Yeah, I heard that thing in my sleep.
Yeah, you did.
One of those foghorns that went off after every home run. Swing and a miss. Gomes is out of there, and that'll end the inning. But a big inning for the Royals. They score 5 times, and they lead 9-0. Official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. There's your score. It is all Kansas City tonight, 9-0 as we go to the 5th inning. Gerard Dyson has taken over for Lorenzo Cain, who is out of the game after doubling in a couple of runs. Cain fouled that pitch off his shin, so he's out. Dyson, the new center fielder. Ventura back to work. And Castellanos takes ball 1. Then Collins and then Iglesias. Nick struck out in the 2nd. Ventura has retired 7 straight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seven strikeouts in this ball game for Ventura. Here's the 1-1. That's in their first strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ventura's stuff is outstanding. 100 miles an hour with the fastball, and he's got that neat buckling 12-6 curveball and a changeup, and all 3 are above average pitches.
Swing and a miss. That ball was in the dirt out of the strike zone.
Well, we talked about that yellow hammer. That would be that curveball earlier in the contest, and the fact that we were going to see several Tigers hitters flail at this pitch because you're looking for that 100-mile-per-hour fastball, and you just can't hold up on that breaking ball.
Here's Tyler Collins. Bouncing ball, diving stop at third by Cuthbert. The Royals are doing it all tonight.
Look how quickly, though, Cuthbert gets up to his feet and makes this play. And the third base position is a reactionary position. One step and a dive, gets to his feet quickly, throws sidearm, but accurately to Hosmer.
Ventura likes it. That would have been Collins' third double of the series had it snuck by him. There's Iglesias with 2 outs, and it's in for a strike. Iggy bounced into a double play back in the second. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
We mentioned Ventura's been on quite a stretch over his last 4 starts, an ERA a little over 1, and he's got that same type of stuff tonight.
Low and in, 1-2.
37 fastballs, 95 and above thrown by Ventura of his total 65 pitches.
Slice to right field, base hit. Nice job by Iglesias with a 2-out single the other way.
And Miguel had a base hit the opposite way back in the first inning, and now Iglesias takes a 99-mile-per-hour heater with that short, quick, compact swing that he has and slices it over the head of Ben Zobrist, the second baseman. You saw how quickly Iglesias got that front foot down. You have to get that foot down, and it has to be firm for your hips to rotate for you to barrel up a fastball that velocity.
Here's Avila, who struck out in his first at bat. Ball 1 to Alex. Earlier this year, Ventura was going so poorly they actually sent him down to the minor leagues, and then Jason Vargas had to go on the disabled list, and he was called right back up about 24 hours later. So they felt the trip down to the minors would benefit Ventura. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Royals got 5 in the bottom of the 4th to bust it open. They lead 9-0. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing in and blocked by Perez.
Here's our high-speed pitch, and it is brought to you by Xfinity. And top fastball so far tonight thrown by Ventura, 100 miles an hour. And he hasn't done it once. He's done it several times.
The 2-1. 2-2 on Avila. Ventura trying to win his 10th game here tonight. Won his 10th on August 22nd last year, so he's behind his pace. Of course, he had a stretch where we mentioned he struggled, was sent down quickly and then brought back up. He's a couple of weeks off that pace, but he's also a guy that pitched a lot in the postseason. In fact, more innings than any other Royals pitcher last year, over 25 in the postseason. That's something people have started to talk about with the Tigers rotation, with going to the playoffs every year and all the extra innings.
Yeah, they went 4 years in a row.
Outside, 3-2 now on Avila.
And Ventura actually won Game 6 of the World Series against the San Francisco Giants.
Just missed strike 3 there. Full count. Runner going and a swing and a miss. 9 strikeouts now for Ventura. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
about this? I mean, rosters expanded just a couple of days ago, and the rookies, they get a chance to go to Chicago, and then the veterans send them across the street to Starbucks to get coffee for everybody.
That Starbucks is literally right across the street from Wrigley, so they just,
Look at them.
They got about, what, 3, 6, 9, about 20 coffees there.
Do you think the veterans paid for it, or do you think they made the rookies spend their meal money on it?
Well, I hope the veterans paid for it, but I don't know. I wouldn't trust them on that. I actually went to that Starbucks this year before a game at Wrigley.
Yeah. That's a pretty good location for a Starbucks.
Oh, it's literally right across the street from the front gate. Perfect.
Because you know them folks that hang out in Wrigleyville, they need some coffee the next day.
Oh, yeah. There's no question.
Did you get out there in Wrigleyville?
I did not. I tried to avoid it. There's so many people there. And we played long games there. We played 2 really long ones. We had that rain delay the first night. Reds able to win today 7-4, so that coffee helped. Perez, Cuthbert, and Orlando here in the bottom of the 5th in Kansas City. 9-0 Royals. Here is the 2-0 from Knutson. 3-0. 9 runs, 9 hits. KC, no runs, 3 hits for the Tigers. That's ball 4, and it was in the dirt. Leadoff man on. Knutson came on, surrendered the 3-run homer to Kendrys Morales. Here's Cuthbert, who not only has chipped in with a couple of fine defensive plays tonight, but also a 2-run single. This is when it really works out. If you're a manager here, you're giving one of your starters, Mike Moustakas, a night off. You plug in a guy in Cuthbert who is a call up, and he delivers. That'll back him out of there. 1-0.
Yeah, Moustakas also nursing a tender hamstring, so, and Cuthbert is also giving him an opportunity to nurse himself back to health.
There's Moustakas having a fine year for the Royals. We'll get back out of play. 1-1.
There's Moose. That's what they call him here.
When you have a big lead like the Royals do, obviously you don't want to leave anything to chance. So you want to clinch as quickly as you can, because it does allow you to maybe set your rotation, rest some guys. That's drilled down the left field line, and it is going to be a fair ball and gone. A homer.
Have a day, Mr. Cuthbert.
Man. 2-run shot for Cheslor Cuthbert.
Man, they have a ton of extra base hits tonight. That is 11 runs, partner.
It sure is. It's also the first big league home run for Cuthbert.
No silent treatment in that dugout for him.
11-0 Royals. You want Cuthbert to come back out.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? They got good fans here in Kansas City. They want a curtain call.
Perez shoved him out. That is the second home run allowed by Guido Knutson. 1 ball and no strikes on Orlando. 11 runs on 10 hits. We're only in the 5th inning. Royals with their hit shoes on tonight. And now Avila is going to go out to the mound as the count runs 2-0.
Looked like a little two-seam fastball that Knutson didn't get in far enough, and that ball just inside the foul pole over the 330 sign.
347 the official distance on that home run by Cuthbert. Things are quiet right now in the Detroit bullpen, but they may start to stir soon. Wolf did not get out of the 4th inning in this game tonight. The 2-0. Orlando takes a strike, 2-1. Double and a strikeout tonight for Paulo Orlando. Slice to right field. That's down the line. That's going to be trouble. It's a fair ball. Up against the wall. He might try for 3. There he goes. Paulo Orlando has a triple. He can run.
If you weren't with us earlier, we told you that Orlando had 5 triples in his first 7 games of the season. 5 in his first 7 games. So it's taken him from that game until today to hit triple number 6.
He read that thing all the way, too. He was thinking 3-bagger immediately.
That is 7 extra base hits tonight off Royals bats against Tigers pitching.
Tigers do have some more activity in their bullpen. We learned today that Albuquerque has been unavailable because of a bad hip. Buck Farmer is warming up now in the Detroit bullpen. Brad's out there now to, I think, ask where that ball caromed off of when it hit the ground and then bounced up against the wall.
Buck Farmer was scheduled to pitch the first game of the homestand when the Tigers got back on Friday, but apparently he's not if he's warming up in the bullpen right now.
Here's Alcides Escobar.
At least it was Buck's turn to get the ball on Friday.
Escobar shoots a ground ball off the middle base hit. That'll get another run in. RBI single for Alcides Escobar.
This is an old-fashioned one here tonight.
It is. Out to the old woodshed. 12-0. Twelve runs on 12 hits. Here comes Brad Ausmus, and he is signaled for Buck Farmer. Another Wallside Windows pitching change, and we'll be back to KC. Makes his Michigan coaching debut when the Wolverines take on the Utah Utes. It's the season's biggest opener, and the only place you can see it is on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Coverage begins Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And while we have a chance, we check in now with John Keating.
Mario, you know this. Baseball teammates love to argue about just about anything. That's especially so when we get into college football season. You've got 3 members of the Tigers who are from SEC schools. James McCann is from Arkansas. Alex Avila went to Alabama. Alex Wilson went to Texas A&M, so already you can feel some of the bad blood brewing. Anthony Gose, we understand, is also a big Alabama fan and has already bet McCann about the Alabama game against Arkansas. He wants to give McCann 24 points already. And they haven't taken a snap yet. That's how much these guys are into it. And, of course, college football starts on Fox Sports 1 tomorrow night.
And we can't wait. Thanks, Keats. It is that time of the year, man, September. Meanwhile, Buck Farmer has checked in now for the Tigers.
Yeah, Buck has been in 10 games up until this point. 5 of those starts, 34 innings, 20 strikeouts, 15 balls for Farmer. He's got a fastball that will top out at 95. Also has a breaking pitch and a changeup that's well above average.
Omar Infante pinch hitting for Ben Zobrist. Zobrist had a walk, a homer, and 2 runs scored before he departed. Infante late swing, grounds it foul, 1-1. Tigers trying to find someone, anyone, to slow down this Royals offense tonight. They have scored in every inning. Their biggest inning was the 5-run fourth. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 on Infante. Omar started the game last night for the Royals. Batted 8th and had an RBI ground out plus a single. Colon is pinch running at first base for Escobar, so he's out of the game as well. High fly ball, right center field for Anthony Gose, who continues to drift. Is that really the first out of the inning?
Yes.
Down on my score sheet. It is the first out of the inning. Here's Sherrod Dyson. Walk, homer, triple, single. Now here's Dyson with 1 out. So Kane, who fouled that pitch off his shin, gets the rest of the night off. A very productive night for Lorenzo Cain. Dyson started in center last night.
And they actually believe that with Dyson in center field, Kane in right field, and Gordon in left field, that's their best defensive alignment. And that's why they have started to get Dyson some reps in center field. Kane has played center field all year.
Back him out of there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ned Yost has been able to go deep into his bench here tonight with the lopsided score at 12-0. He has gotten Colon in the game, Infante, Dyson. At the same time, resting some of his starters. Gordon did not start, and Moustakas did not start. Dyson looks at a ball outside. 3-1. Dyson just 1 for his last 11. Bouncing ball back up the middle into center field. Another hit for the Royals. Out of the reach of Iglesias. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to, Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Verlander, for the most part, was able to keep this Kansas City Royals crowd quiet last night. Not so much here this evening. They've been having a ball.
13 hits now for the home team. Here's Hosmer. Ball 1 to Hosmer. Single walk tonight, and another trip out to the mound for Alex Avila. Randy Wolf started this game, departed in the 4th. And Guido Knudsen came on. The first man he faced was Kendrys Morales, who got him for a 3-run homer. Here's the 1-0.
It's a good off-speed pitch there, thrown at 84 miles an hour by Buck Farmer, in a predictable fastball count, and Hosmer could only watch it go by, couldn't pull the trigger.
That's low and in, 2-1. Tigers bullpen this year with a lot of guys that did not start the season in their bullpen. Had a lot of turnover. Well, the count goes to 3-1. And they have Wilson and Verhagen and Ryan, Knutson, Hardy, Feliz. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Bouncing ball to second base. Kinsler spins to second one, and the double play. That'll end things here in the 5th inning. Royals add 3 more runs. Hits for KC. The Tigers have had Miguel Cabrera ejected after a strikeout earlier in the game, his 7th career ejection. And, well, really all you need to know about the Royals offense is all 9 starters reaching base tonight. And they have backed up the pitching of Yordano Ventura, who's been awfully good this evening.
Yeah, Tigers only have 3 hits so far against Ventura.
Here's some of the changes. Terrence Gore enters the game. He'll play left. Colon stays in the game to play short. And Fonte Buteras now at first base, and Orlando moves to right. So Ventura goes back to the hill, and he'll face the top of the order, Ghosts. First one is in there for a strike.
Ventura has had a lot of lengthy sit downs while his team has hit here tonight because they have scored so many runs, but it has not affected him at all, and he is still throwing a lot of strikes.
That's drilled toward the gap in right center field, and it's going to get down and go to the wall. It's extra bases for Anthony Gose. He's thinking triple. Here he comes to third base, and he's going to make it without a throw. Leadoff 3-bagger for Gose.
It's the 7th triple of the year for Anthony. And Ghost got a changeup that stayed up, and it spin his bat up, and it went in the right center field gap. And then once he got to first base, he turned on the Jets.
Only the 4th hit of the game for the Tigers. Here's Ian Kinsler. That'll get back to the backstop, but Ghost will not go anywhere. 1 ball, no strikes on Kinsler. Hit by a pitch in the first inning by Ventura. Perez going out to the mound to have a brief little chat here with Ventura. 9 strikeouts for Giordano in this game, 2 shy of his career high of 11, which he established in his last start. Kinsler waiting on a 1-0. Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Colon surrounds it. His throw is in time for the out. The run will score.
And we told you that Miguel Cabrera was kicked out of this game, his 7th ejection of his major league career. And let's take a look at the bell tire pitch by pitch. And I think Miggy was beefing about this pitch, the second one. He didn't think that was a strike. And it kind of evolved into the final pitch that was called a strike on Miguel, which probably wasn't a strike either. Miguel went on to talk to Quinn Walcott for a long time, but then Miggy was thrown out by the third base umpire Gary Cederstrom when he was walking to the dugout. But we don't know what was being said down there.
Nope. Well, we never do. As Romine now has taken over his spot in the lineup.
But clearly those 2 strikes that were given to Ventura against one of the best hitters in the game were questionable at best.
Little chopper hit to the right side. Ventura covers the bag for the out. Butera making the play to feed his pitcher at the bag. 2 gone.
And Butera trying to accomplish something that his father has been able to accomplish, get a World Series ring. His dad was on that World Series Minnesota Twins team.
87. Twins ball club.
Beat the St. Louis Cardinals that year in 7 games.
Sal Butera.
Yep. It's a catcher too.
There's J.D. Martinez. That spins inside 1-0. J.D. waits on a 1-0 pitch and shoots it back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Ventura now has had 82 in the pitch count. He's here in the 6th inning, enjoying a 12-1 lead. The 1-1 inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Three and 1. Last time Ventura faced the Tigers, who was in Detroit back on August 11th. Actually, it was here in KC. The start in Detroit, he gave up 6 runs, then he came back with a nice start his next time out in this ballpark. There's a strike call, 3-2. Dono signed a 5-year contract. A couple of club options as well this April. Three-2. Drill to center field. Dyson is on the run. Can't get it. Over his head up to the wall. On his way to second, Martinez goes with a double. Pair of extra base hits for the Tigers here in the 6th.
And JD gets himself a little 2-seam fastball that tails right down into his happy zone. And he's able to hit the ball right over the glove of Gerard Dyson in center field, which just doesn't happen very often. He's got tremendous speed out in center.
So Perez makes another visit out to the mound.
There has not been one ball land in the glove of the outfielders tonight against Ventura. No flyouts. All strikeouts and ground outs.
Victor has put the ball on the ground twice.
That's
and he looks at ball one.
That's 650 OPS by Victor. On base percentage and the slugging percentage combined is the lowest of his major league career.
He's wrapping up here in the month of September what he's called his most difficult and frustrating season. Last year, a tremendous season for Martinez.
Nearly the MVP in the American League.
1-1 on Victor. See the numbers and how different they are through September the 1st. Last year, 329 with 28 homers and 90 RBIs at this time. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. JD down at second. Tigers get a run on the triple by Ghost. The ground out by Kinsler. Bouncing ball to third. And Cuthbert will throw him out to end the inning. Tigers get a run. And when we get to the bottom of the 6th, we'll show you something that doesn't happen all that often in Big League Baseball. 12-1 is our score. Royals on top. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 12-1 is our score. KC has scored in every inning tonight. That big 5-run fourth, the huge difference in this game. Buck Farmer goes back to the hill. Kenrys Morales will lead it off.
And a lot of crooked numbers on that scoreboard today for the Kansas City Royals.
Got some changes now. Brian Holiday will come into the ball game and do the catching for the Tigers.
First time we've seen B. Holiday since he's come back up from the minors.
Velo moving to first base. Rajay Davis also in the ball game now in right field.
Yeah, they're playing the shift on Morales. Iglesias, he's the lone member at his shortstop position. Castellanos is in shallow right field.
2 balls, 1 strike. Romine now is at second base. Two 1 is outside. 3-1 on Kenrys Morales. Single and a 3-run shot in this game for Morales.
He is knocking on the door for 100 RBI.
Had a rip there, 3-2. Drilled to center field. Goes backpedaling, edge of the warning track. 1 out. Well, we mentioned we're going to show you something doesn't happen very often about a triple play.
Looked like Goldschmidt hit that ball.
That is the first ever triple play that the Arizona Diamondbacks hit into. It was started by Goldschmidt, who's having a huge season for the D-backs. Here's Terrence Gore. First AB for Gore.
Do you think Goldschmidt is somewhat of an unknown in the big leagues still to a lot of fans out there, because just doesn't seem to get his due?
Well, I agree with that 1,000%.
He's already driven in 97 runs.
And he came in third in hitting in the National League.
And he steals bases. He's won a Gold Glove.
Yeah, Goldschmidt having himself a fabulous season over in the NL. We saw them last year, didn't we? Didn't we go to Arizona last year?
Yes, we did.
Always fun to go to Arizona in July.
Well, they got that roof, though.
That's true.
It makes it all better.
Here's the 0-2. Gore takes high. Terrence Gore can really run. He's hitting .285 in the minor leagues. And he looks at strike 3. Farmer takes care of him. 2 gone now. Game break time. Justin White. All right, Justin, thank you. Well, Minnesota, just when you think they're on the brink of disappearing, they get right back in it.
Paul Molitor, in his first year as a manager in Minnesota, has done a marvelous job at getting every ounce out of the talent that he has on his roster. And that Sano kid, they finally have themselves a middle-of-the-order bat, a guy that can hit 30 home runs and drive in 100 runs.
Everybody's talking about Carlos Cabrera, the Houston Astros, but Sano making some noise, too. AL Rookie of the Month. High pop-up. Castellanos coming in, calling for it. And for the first time tonight, the Royals do not score. 6 in the books in Kansas City.
boy, has he been on point here today. A lot of strikeouts on that really nice breaking ball, that powered curveball. He's been aided by a double play or two in the game, and his delivery nearly flawless here today in Phantom Camp.
His performance has been nearly flawless as well. He did give up a run in the 6th inning. He's gone 5 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts. He's got Castellanos, then Collins and Iglesias as we go to the 7th. Ventura needs 2 more strikeouts to equal his career high, missing inside 1-0.
This has to be very encouraging for the Kansas City Royals to see Ventura go out and pitch the way that he is capable of pitching, especially the way that Johnny Cueto has stubbed his toe in his last 3 outings.
It sails up and in. 2-0 the count on Castellanos.
That was a breaking ball.
Think there's any concern with Cueto?
Yeah, I think there might be a little concern with him. Everything that he has been throwing lately has been up. His velocity has been down a little bit in his last 3 outings.
2-0 on Nick. 3-0 on Nick. Ventura has struck him out twice. Cueto last night gave up some early runs. The Tigers got him for 1 in the 1st and then 2 more in the 2nd.
And today he's Ventura's biggest cheerleader.
Missed on 4 straight leadoff walk. Plus some news and notes from around the big leagues. See Rick Porcello yesterday with a career high 13 strikeouts, and he lost.
Did he really?
He lost to the Yankees. Meanwhile, Austin Jackson, former Tiger, acquired by the Cubs Monday, made his Chicago debut today.
New life for Austin Jackson, and spending nearly 1 year in Seattle before landing with another postseason team.
We were touching on this earlier. The Cardinals 40 games over 500.
It's ridiculous.
Here's Tyler Collins. Fouled away 0-1. For the first time tonight, the Royals get some activity going in their bullpen. Collins a single and a ground out. He was out in front that time. Took it for a strike. 0-2. Franklin Morales, the left-hander, warming up for Kansas City. The 0-2. It'll get away from the catcher. Perez advance the runner. Wild pitch advances him.
It's a breaking ball down that got right through the 5-hole of the catcher, Salvador Perez, who is usually outstanding at blocking anything and everything in the dirt.
One and 2 on Collins. Swing and a miss.
Change piece at 88.
10 strikeouts now for Ventura. This Saturday, the Tigers play the Cleveland Indians at 7:08 p.m. Fans are invited to stay after the game for a fireworks spectacular. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Now Iglesias. Single and 2 at bats for Jose. Ball 1. Two balls, no strikes on the Tigers shortstop. Yordano Ventura now reaching a total of 100 for the game. Here's the 2-0 coming home. And Iglesias looks at one right at the knees. 2-1. Ventura at one point retired 9 straight Tigers in the middle of this game. That's rolled foul. And also at one point it struck out 4 consecutive Tigers hitters. Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Colon will throw him out. Advancing to third goes Castellanos. 2 gone. It'll bring up Alex Avila. Royals certainly hoping they can get Cueto straightened out, and you will assume that because of his track record they'll be able to do that.
Yeah, they need him to be the ace that they acquired him to be once they do get into the postseason.
They also have Edinson Volquez in their rotation. We'll see him tomorrow night. He is a 12-game winner this year, so really heading into the postseason, that's a pretty solid top 3.
Yeah, there's Edinson right there, and seated next to Johnny Cueto.
And then, of course, you have that bullpen.
Cueto having a bad hair day.
It's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Avila 2 strikeouts. Ventura's got him a couple of times. 2 of the 10 that Giordano has. Popped up foul back out of play. 1-2. Anthony Ghost waiting on deck. Royals scored in each of the first 5 innings in this game. Seizing command early against Randy Wolf, who was bounced in the 4th inning here tonight. And misses high. 2-2 on Avila. Castellanos led it off with a walk, advanced on a wild pitch, and now stands at third, but it makes no difference. Avila strikes out swinging. 11 strikeouts to match a career high for Giordano Ventura. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. back to the hill. Chesler Cuthbert leads it off and takes strike one. Buck had a 1-2-3 6th inning. Cuthbert hit a 2-run homer in his last at bat. First big league home run. Checked it. Didn't go.
He's had a real nice day. A big fly, a knock, driven in a bunch of runs, and he's got it done on the defensive end as well.
Here's the 1-1. 2-1 the count. Numbers at AAA ball, 277 with 11 homers for Cuthbert. That'll back him out of there.
It's a good pitch by Buck. 92. Making the hitter move his feet.
And he walked him. So the leadoff man on here for the Royals in the 7th. How about the Tigers players of the month? I know these are the two guys you voted for, right?
Right. 26 games for Ian Kinsler, batted .362. Miguel had a lofty batting average as well, but he spent some time on the disabled list. And Justin Verlander, 5 starts, 1 complete game, nearly a no-hitter. A 1.50 ERA for Justin.
Verlander was good last night. Tigers got the win in game 1, but they trailed big time here tonight, 12-1.
Edwin Encarnacion was the American League Player of the Month. I don't think that's any surprise to anybody.
No, he had his 26-game hitting streak snapped last night.
He did.
Paulo Orlando, the hitter.
So that means he didn't carry that parrot around the bases then.
No, he didn't.
Got tired of watching that parrot get a free ride in that series in Toronto.
It's going to be a fair ball down the line at third. Here comes Cuthbert to third base. They're going to stop him there, and it's going to be a double for Orlando. He's had 2 doubles and a triple tonight.
Speaking of the Toronto Blue Jays last night, Ryan Goins, boy, did he have a day. Look at this play from the second base position. Are you kidding me? He ran that far to catch that ball, and then he ended the game in the 10th inning with a walk-off. And then they tore his clothes off.
Yeah. I can guarantee you one thing, it was loud in Rogers Center last night.
Oh, my goodness.
And they lead Cleveland 5-1 tonight, or they beat them actually tonight 5-1.
Cleveland went in there hot too, didn't they?
How about R.A. Dickey throwing a complete game tonight? Here is Colon. His first at bat of the night, came out as a pinch runner earlier in the game. Royals tonight have 9 extra base hits. 4 doubles, 4 homers, and a 3-bagger. Soft line drive, caught on a leap. They're going to get a double play. Nice play by Iglesias. 2 gone.
And one of the things that Iglesias does very well is he gets himself set to make plays like these because he's on the balls of his feet. He's always moving. He was able to elevate and take a single possible double away from Colon and 2 RBIs. And he turns it into a double play with a glove flip.
That'll bring up Omar Infante.
Flashy, flashy, flashy.
It's his middle name.
Yeah.
There's a strike called on Infante. Omar pinch hit in the 5th, flat out to center field. Both managers taking the liberty here with the lopsided score to empty the benches. Here's the 0-1. Driven in the air to left field. Collins on the move. He'll go to the warning track to pull it in. That'll end the inning. Tigers get a nice defensive play from Jose Iglesias, who starts a double play. And we go to the 8th. Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Well, it's 12-1 in favor of Kansas City as we go to the top of the 8th inning. New pitcher out now for the Royals. And that'll be the left-hander Franklin Morales.
And Morales has had a really nice season in the bullpen, pitching in 55 games. The ERA a shade over 2. The whip is under 1. He's only walked 12, and he's punched out 36. Yordano Ventura was simply sensational here tonight against Tigers bats. He threw 61, Mario, of his 108 pitches over 95 miles an hour this evening.
Yeesh.
61 of the 108. And I thought that was pretty good, and it is pretty good, but I was told, and by the truck, that Danny Salazar of the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah. There's a soft liner on one hop. Colon, quick throw is in time.
In a start this season in April, threw 85 pitches. 95 and above in one start.
Now that's unbelievable when you think about it. Salazar's awfully good. Rajay Davis gets his first at bat. You saw the new catcher as well, the new battery. Francisco Pena is the catcher now for the Royals, the son of former Royals manager Tony Pena.
Well, you know he can catch then.
He's got a great teacher.
His daddy was a great catcher.
If he paid any attention at all to his dad growing up,
which most boys don't do,
then he probably learned a thing or two if he did. Where Tony used to throw people out from his knees.
And he would be talking to you your entire at bat. He was one of your more vocal catchers in the history of the game.
His brother Tony Pena Jr. also used to play for the Royals.
You know, Salvador Perez, every game that he catches, you know, he puts on some kind of cologne or women's perfume. Did you know that?
I do. That's to center field, and Dyson makes the play two gone.
So every game, Salvador Perez, who's not in the game any longer, he drenches himself in some type of ladies' perfume every game, and then the opposing hitters, they go step in the batter's box, and they're like, dude, what do you have on?
Chanel number 5. Two up, two down. Here's Romine. There's a strike call. Now, how do you think that started? I mean, what would possess a big league ball player to think, you know what, let's douse myself in women's perfume?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Well, no matter what he puts on himself, he can play. Mr. Perez.
He played in more games last year, and counting the postseason, than any catcher in the history of the game.
Romine waits on an 0-2. And he chops one toward third. Cuthbert. It's going to be an easy 1-2-3 inning for Franklin Morales. No runs, hits, or errors. Here come the Royals in the bottom of the 8th. The upcoming pitching matchup presented by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning, and tomorrow in the finale, young Matt Boyd will go for the Tigers against Edinson Volquez.
And Boyd is closing in on his innings limit this year. Jeff Jones told me yesterday they'll continue to watch him very closely down the stretch. Matt says he continues to feel fine, so as long as he can continue to go out there, they're going to allow him to pitch in the month of September.
So Tom Gorzelani now will come in and do some pitching here in the bottom of the 8th.
And 40th game for Gorzelani. Spent a little time down in the minor leagues, and when he went down there, he dropped his arm angle just a touch. Low side arm angle now for Gorzelani, not so much 3/4 anymore.
Gerard Dyson will lead it off, and then Butera. Bouncing ball slowly towards second base. Romine running scoop. Dyson is out, 1 gone. Here is Butera, his first at bat. .209 batting average this year for Drew Butera. Tigers play the finale here tomorrow, then it's back home as September kicks into gear. The Tigers on the next homestand. Cleveland, Tampa. Oh, 0-1 on Butera. Tigers out of the bullpen tonight. They've gone with Knutson, Buck Farmer, and now Tom Gorzelani. That slides in there for a strike. 0-2 the count. Just off the plate outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kenrys Morales waiting on deck.
And Drew has always been known for his defense, not so much his bat. And he's batting just .209 and 91 at bats so far this year, but he is a really good receiver, good game caller, and he's a good thrower as well behind the plate, which is a good definition for a good backup catcher.
Getting a chance to play tonight, as are a lot of the other Royals, because of the lopsided score. They had 12 runs on 14 hits in this game tonight.
Yeah, Orlando is the only one, and Cuthbert, the only ones that started the game that are still in the game.
Gorzelani has a strikeout. 2 gone. We'll bring up Kenrys Morales. Here's some comeback player of the year candidates and some of the front runners that we haven't, Rod, and the Kenrys on that list.
Yeah, I kind of forgot all about Jason Kipnis, who had a poor year last year, but Prince and Kenrys Morales, I would think that are the leaders in the clubhouse for that award. Iglesias also getting some honorable mention. Alex Rodriguez as well, 26 and driven in 71. So that's a good list there compiled.
Swing and a miss.
Of course, Iglesias missed the entire 2014 campaign, as did A-Rod and pretty much Prince Fielder.
3-run homer for Kenrys Morales in this game, single as well as he waves and misses 0-2.
A lot of really good Cuban-born players that are playing in the major leagues these days, and Morales is one of them.
Here's Gorzelani's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Morales is out. 1-2-3 inning for Tom Gorzelani. We are headed to the 9th here in Kansas City.
we'd be on the wrong side of this tonight, obviously. And stay tuned for the post-game coverage. You'll hear from Brad Ausmus. He will talk of the Miguel Cabrera ejection. Hopefully we can get a word from Miggy about that as well. Randy Wolf, it didn't go well for him tonight at all. You'll hear from the veteran left-hander. It's Justin White and Craig Monroe at our Call Sam Studios right after the game here in KC. Mario Rod.
All right, Keats, thank you. As the Tigers come to the plate here in the top of the ninth inning, trailing 12-1, we have a new pitcher making his major league debut, Scott Alexander.
His numbers down in AAA Omaha in 41 games, 63 innings logged, 2.56 ERA. 50 strikeouts for Alexander down there in Omaha.
Played some college ball at Pepperdine.
It's a real nice campus.
Holiday leading it off for the Tigers.
Wasn't that where Danny Worth went to school at? Pepperdine?
It was, yep. Just don't know how you get any schoolwork done going to Pepperdine.
Yeah.
The ocean in your back door. Bouncing ball right side. Nice play there by Butera. Alexander takes the feed and tags the bag for the out. Pretty good play.
It's a pretty nice play here. And Butera, he is a catcher, but we told you he's got a very accurate arm, and that was an accurate feed to the pitcher, Alexander, who was covering. Now, wasn't it Pam Anderson? She was a season ticket holder at Pepperdine for the baseball. She likes baseball, right?
Yeah, and Danny said that was the best part of going to that school.
Well, you said you wonder how they get anything done in the classroom. The players, I'm sure they couldn't hit either. How could they concentrate?
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by that? Here's Victor Martinez. Pam Anderson?
Well, Danny said it. Danny said it.
Okay.
We just saying what Danny said. That's all.
Pam Anderson in the seats would be a bit of a distraction?
Maybe. Just a little bit.
Apparently. 1 ball, no strikes on Victor Martinez. Swing and a miss.
Danny Worth had a really good year this season in AAA for Reno. He hit .312.
Nice.
Former Tiger, sure-handed shortstop, second baseman, Danny Worth.
Always thought Danny, if he could have hit just a little bit better at this level, would have been a really good backup player in the major leagues. Little chopper hit toward third base. Cuthbert on the charge. And he's been playing some third all night long. 2 up, 2 down. Don't forget to follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at bat. The #1 app for live baseball. It bat us up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, and a whole lot more. MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. Get it now. You won't be disappointed. Castellanos now will step in with 2 outs. And Nick sends a ground ball to third, foul. 26,789 in attendance here tonight. And those that remain are on their feet. This one was decided midway through the game when the Royals scored 5 in the 4th, raced out to a 12-0 lead. Ball high, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I guess if you're going to create a situation for a young pitcher coming to the major leagues and making his debut, this would be an ideal situation for you if you're the manager. 12-run lead, no stress for Alexander whatsoever.
Chopped foul by Nick. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Also known as a low leverage situation. Waiting on deck, Tyler Collins. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and that will put the exclamation point on a lopsided Royals win. A 1-2-3 in Alexander's big league debut. We'll be back.